I just do not like their entrapment strategy of ecosystem.
The entrapment of the ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm playing.
Pull that out, bro. You've never done any of that shit.
I'm playing with my settings right
I
now.
love it.
God, is that you?
Hold on. Well, once again, we've come to the end of an episode. Thanks for listening to You Haven't Seen That.
Sounds like
Kiss my ass.
Jackbox.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Murder, yeah.
Was that my outro?
Yes.
Did I not switch?
It's been in here for a while. It's like on the last page.
Sorry. Wow, Doug. It really is spacious in here.
Yeah, that's about as many people that listen to my stories.
Now, do you have a problem, like, not unintentionally going? Well, hi, Dave.
Look, you stop screaming into my ass.
This is why you travel light when you go on a trip.
Hey guys, welcome to the Hype Attack Podcast,
Where we weigh in on the latest in nerd and pop culture hype.
We
We're the excited conversation we all have with our friends.
about the nerdy things we love.
and geek about.
We are
Rudy's in my mind stop swallowing.
Oh, was it me this time?
Son of a bitch.
I thought you were doing it. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Hype Attack Podcast, where we weigh in on the latest in nerd and pop culture hype. I'm Isaac, joined, as always, around the table, Douglas, Jermaine, and Rudy. And for once in a long time, we're not talking about shows or TV or movies or anything like that. We're talking about the things that, at our core, make us a nerd. Collectibles. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know if that makes me a nerd at my core, but it's certainly a side effect of liking all this shit.
Side effect.
I think that's a pretty good
Along with anal
symptom of
leakage.
nerdness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the things that
made
we
me
collect.
spend my money.
Yeah, a little show and tell. But real quick, if you aren't doing so already, follow us on social media at The Hype Attack on Instagram and TikTok, where we have other videos and stuff. And so follow along with us as we, show our presence on social media. And then if you're only listening to this, you can watch in a full video episode, because this really is a show and tell. You can do that on youtube.com/The Hype Attack Podcast. There you have it. There it is. So we're going to show off our collectibles. We brought like a whole thing.
Yes. So for those of you
It's a
listening,
mess.
I will do my best to describe everything that's being held up.
Can I wave around the camera to like some of the shit we have?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Okay, there's a little glimpse.
Wait, hold on. Let me turn the feed on.
Behold, my stuff.
And then, yes, that will happen every time I turn the camera on.
Yes.
There you go. There's
That
Jermaine
is
like
stuff.
one of
We're
the-
panning. Sorry.
Some
this
Mr.
Just
Doug
a
stuff.
bit. That is one of the fun things about having collectibles, especially like today's world. They've made so many display cases and shelves and things specifically for some of these things, and yeah, it's almost fun when someone comes over and you see them glancing, and it's like, oh, you want to see my stuff? And then they go, no. They'll be like, absolutely not. I was wondering why there were so many toys in an adult man's house.
You guys have more stuff than I have stuff. Mine's more of like representative of stuff. As far as collectibles.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah, but
spending
it's years
spending
and
problem.
years
I,
of-
Mine is what makes Chase happy.
I do like
This
when,
episode brought to you by Chase.
I do like when people come into the house and they're looking around and shit, like,
Yeah.
and you can see like this is all the stuff I would have if I didn't have to buy like plates or
Plates?
silverware
Yeah.
or life
my
insurance.
children.
Yeah.
yeah. Or like,
Yes.
I want to remodel the house and add a bathroom or something. No, fucking toys. Do it.
Man, who has the most impressive collection here? I think
So
it's
I mean, hands down,
Collectibles. Fuck yeah.
hands down, Jermaine has the collection that I wish I could have. But even that's like, I'm looking at that shit. I'm like, damn, boy, that's excessive.
how much of the garage is full of his collectibles?
Oh, when he lived here, like he was the garage.
I should have paid more rent.
Well, then fuck it. We'll kick it off with Jermaine. We'll go around table like a couple of items at a time.
Yeah.
Because I think we'll spend most of the episode on Jermaine if we just did it a person at a time. Right?
Well, first, I'm going to go first because this is my pride and joy, my baby right here.
Jesus, straight to the pornography.
Oh, yeah.
For
This
those
was
of
the
you
childhood
listening,
that
Hold
started it all.
on. Let the man talk.
oh yeah,
So
There it is. Now camera's on.
when I was a little kid, waking up, every morning, going to school when I was in elementary school, Thundercats would always come on, and I always told myself, I was like, man, if they ever made that sword one day, I would definitely get it, and they finally did like a couple years ago.
watch the fan.
But
That thing is just impressive.
That is really
it
cool.
is, and then after I bought this one, then they came out with the
official replica?
I
Oh,
was like,
really?
Yes, that is just the way things work. Like when you get something,
Wait, what the hell is that then?
That's a third party.
Oh.
yeah, Sword of Omens.
Are you still
Give me
missing a
sight
jewel?
beyond
Watch
Yes,
sight.
I was just about to say.
Oh,
For those of you listening,
I see the fan. Relax.
for those of you
The Sword of
listening,
Omen knows.
Jermaine is holding the Sword of Omens from Thundercats.
yes, it's not some small replica. It is a very much
Oh,
large replica.
it is full size.
It's Jermaine sized.
Yes.
This
Like Jermaine, it requires 2 hands.
because like this bad boy right here was, like growing up, my imaginary 8-year-old self
Oh my god, that shot is so erotic.
always had this. Always had this
all
by
the
my
Jermaine
side,
fans.
no matter where,
cool.
no matter where I was. But this right here is my one of my pride. and
I
joy.
think that's one of the most impressive things we have in here, just for sheer, like, it's like legit material. You know what I mean? Everything else is like plastic and
Yeah.
whatever, but that thing's-
Recreations or whatever.
It is cool. I mean,
fucking hefty.
we got a lot to get through, but I want to ask: do you have other swords?
I have a few. I have the Raiden, the Metal Gear.
Ooh.
Nice.
Metal Gear Solid 2 and then his Rising.
That's cool.
This is his Metal Gear from 4 or Rising, whichever one you prefer. But
Nice.
I do
Oh,
have
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
few.
Rising, not
I
two.
do have a few like weapons, but there's just a thing. Like I just love swords, but I have like the original dragon dagger, which I don't have. A little.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'll
like
watch it play it too.
all those little things. The Buster Sword.
The
there on
flute
the
that sounded
wall.
like a trumpet and that he
Yeah,
played through his
yeah.
mask. Yes.
Exactly, all that goodies. But yes, I
Be an
have a few
asshole,
weapons.
man.
No, that's
All the good
awesome.
ends.
That is a collection thing that I always kind of wish I got into was the swords.
The big
I don't know
swords.
where I'd start. Like,
You know the one that I want, the one that I've been jonesing for, and eventually I'm going to see it in person and fucking just pull the trigger.
Hattori Hanzo steel.
No. Because there's not like a specific
No.
Hattori Hanzo blade.
No.
Conan's Atlantean sword. The one the one from the movie with the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like the sword that has like the part of the metal that you can grab and shit like that, and then like the rest of the blade is like real blade.
oh yeah,
Like,
true bastard sword.
that shit is fucking sexy.
Yeah,
Woo, girl.
Someone's
that would
birthday's
be
coming
really
up.
cool.
Every time I see it, like a replica of it, it just looks like hot garbage.
I feel like swords could be a full episode.
Like,
Like
no one's-
because there's a lot of
It's-
famous swords
it's-
out there.
It's mainly because it's not the official referee whistle sword. So when you go to like those, like the malls or something like that, and you see those,
The Just Blades
yeah,
stores
Yeah,
or Pure Blades, whatever they call them.
they'll have it in there. But every time I touch it, I'm like, no, I can't. So there's a company which I don't remember the name, but they actually made like the official replica Conan sword, which I have it saved in my cart. But it's like $300 to like $400, depending
okay.
on where you.
Oh, you said
go,
like
it's
$300,000
like
to
a-
$400,000.
Back when I was a teenager, there was this catalog called Bud K, and it'd be like discount knives. You get some swords for like $20. They sucked and they fell apart, but if you wanted a sword. All right, let's move on to Doug.
Oh.
What you got, Doug? Show and tell. Show and tell.
I'll
Fashion
start
show.
with my playing cards. So it really wasn't one of my ideas. One of my friends mentioned it was like, oh, we should collect playing cards. So I started collecting playing cards. great thing about collecting play cards is they don't cost a lot, and you can use them, and they come in all sorts of different types. One thing is I do play a lot of cards. I love going to breweries and playing. I call it communist. I think everyone has a different name for it. It's a weird game that everyone around here I think knows how to play, but I don't know if I've ever actually even been able to find the rules on Google. So it's a weird game in that regards. That I don't know if there's any sort of official rules online. I might be just calling it the wrong name, and I don't know it. So generally, like I have a deck of cards in like every bag I have. I think there's one sitting in my bike right now. I think I generally always have one in my car. So if I am like out and just hanging out, I try to pull out a deck of cards with people, unless I'm with yappers, because then we're just yapping. But
No, I do appreciate that about you. Like the couple of times we've been at a brewery, I'm like, what are we going to talk about? Nurture? We always do that on every Wednesday or Thursday. And you're like, got a deck of cards. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, something to do.
and then go ahead.
I had neither the ambition nor the thought to go to a brewery and play cards ever in my life. And then Doug introduced me, and I'm like, shit.
It's cool.
That's one of those things I never knew I was missing.
A nice hangout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I to talk about in my emotions?
It's easy, and there's a few games like I mentioned. Communist Golf is one that takes 2 decks, so that is one thing that's gotten a little pricey. Is I've started to buy double decks when I buy cards, but and then there's another game, Trash, that I just recently learned. It's super easy and takes 0 thoughts. It's a great one for when you're getting hammered.
Just, so
That sounds like,
just
just
the
my
deck.
speed.
Yeah. But it's fun because I have learned that like some of the really cool decks of cards look awesome, but then they're actually kind of hard to see. Like if you're playing like in a party. So like I love this pirate deck, but it's all. Whoops, wrong way. It's all like black. I mean, it's got the cool like for the pirate nerds out here. This is Blackbeard's flag. If anyone,
that's cool.
if anyone wants
Yeah.
to see that.
I love
I
it.
used to know most of the flags. Actually, they say it, so I can like just read it and then pretend like I know. Oh, this is Bonnie's flag. Anyway, it's a cool deck, but it's hard to see. So that's one of the things. Like I don't know, like 30 decks or something at this point, but a lot of them are actually kind of hard to see. So then now when I buy a deck, I try to pick one that is going to be easier to see.
More practical.
Yeah, a little bit more practical because I do like playing with them. I don't always buy like IP decks, but I do have a few like Diablo. I bought a couple Godzilla ones when I
Sounds
was in
cool.
Japan. One of my favorite double decks to bring. Oh, the other thing is like, if I'm bringing them to a bar, they're also going to get messed up. So it's one of the weird collectible things where it's like totally being okay with them getting messed up.
Yeah.
So like, I have ones that I bring to bars. Like I have these Run the Jewels. If you're familiar with that rap group, it's amazing.
I don't remember the music.
Those
And then-
studs.
Only one of them. Sorry. Then this is my super expensive deck that I actually haven't used yet, because you know every collectible's got the one, the one that's super expensive. I think the box is even like heat sensitive.
Like it changes color.
Yeah, with
Come here and I'll
heat.
put it under my sack.
I think I paid like $60 for this deck.
Damn, it looks
But
good
like
on. It
shimmer.
looks good on,
It's
on
got,
camera.
like-
No, yeah,
It's
you're
purple.
good where you were. That's great.
And then like each
Damn, that's nice.
like the back is super artsy.
That purple haze. That Sherman
Like-
Helms.
One of
Love
my standards is I like the number cards to just be the numbers. Get away with the bullshit of like adding art to the numbers. Like numbers
Yeah.
should be numbers. They should be easy to see, and your Jack, Queens, and Kings should all be like easily recognizable.
Oh, that's sexy.
But yeah, this is a nice deck. So, yeah,
That is a nice day.
it is a collection that is very easy because a lot of places you visit will have decks of cards, and if you forget to bring a deck of cards, like generally you can go buy one somewhere and find like a cool one.
Now that deck you haven't played with, is that more just the collectible that you'll leave on the shelf?
I'll play with it eventually.
All right.
It's just a matter of like, I don't know. We're generally drunk and I don't want to spill on it.
I'm gonna spill.
Yeah.
Decks. That's fucking cool. What's that one in that the
Oh,
window one?
yes. This is a Nintendo deck. So for those of you that do not know, Nintendo started as a company more than 100. I know. More than 100 years ago. I forgot what is like 125 years old. And the first thing that they started making was playing cards, and they still do make playing cards. I haven't used this deck yet. It's kind of a weird consistency. It's all plastic, which is nice for drinking.
Yeah.
But it's kind of slippery, and they're pretty standard. This one is, like, it's very standard. But I bought it because it's a Nintendo deck. Yeah, I feel them. They're kind of weird. I would shoot those all over the place if I tried to shuffle them. I have
so
thought
weird,
about
they're
learning the shuffle stuff, the hand tricks and everything like that. But
You don't know anything?
no, I don't know anything, and my hands are
Film it?
stupid. So
No.
You want to touch them?
no.
That's nice.
And then this deck I actually bought from some random artist in at Comic-Con, which I really wish kind of more artists would do that. Like, if you have the ability to draw, like, make a deck of cards. Like,
Oh, Jermaine,
it's so cool.
you need to design a deck of cards.
And they did this one that's all like kind of scribbly art, and I kind of like it.
You just triggered my memory. I think I used to, not that I used to play cards, but I think I have like a zombie deck of cards or a sex deck of cards or something like that somewhere.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's
Anyway,
cool, man.
Yeah,
My turn. Okay, so out of everybody, I don't really have, official collectible things where I'm like, oh, I'm going to put this on a shelf or whatever. But there are still some things that I happen to kind of collect. One of them being hats. Actually, I'm going to lump this in together with hats and shirts. You'll see me, I'm wearing a Beach Boys shirt. So if I'm going to a place and they have merch, whether it be hats or shirts, I'm going to get one or both. And because it's something that I can wear, and when people are like, "Hey, it's a Beach Boys thing," I'm like, I fucking saw them. Whatever remaining member and John Stamos.
I have started doing that because Rachel drags me to concerts a lot more now than we used to do. So, like, first thing, straight to the merch table. Like, all right, what am I taking? To say I was here.
Yeah,
Look at me.
it's something fun. Like, and you've seen me over the course of this show. I'll have like a Dave Chappelle shirt. We saw that for Jermaine's birthday a few years back. On the far right, I got a Star Wars Loot Crate shirt. I got that on one of my first Comic-Con visits back in 2016. And then the random ones is like, we visited Trejo's Tacos. They had hats. I had to get one. And then this one was actually pretty cool. The Icons of Darkness. I love movies. I love horror. And Icons of Darkness is sort of like a pop-up thing. And they have all like the costumes and other props from all the aforementioned movies, whether it be horror or like sci-fi stuff. I don't know if it's like actual legit stuff, but it's still kind of cool to mosey around.
You're hip because you still got the stickers on them.
oh yeah.
I know.
I see you representing for the culture.
Some of these I'll wear, but I don't. It doesn't give me like a good head shape. I've been more prone to wearing the trucker hats that kind of
I
don't
was
give
just
me a
about to
funny
ask
look.
if you have a favorite style.
So far, it's been a trucker hat. Yeah, but like, I don't like the hats. Watch, I'll probably wear this. Like, I don't like the hats that are they like pop up way too much. They give me like I already have a big fucking forehead, but I don't like the
Oh
ones.
yeah.
I'm not the kind of guy to like.
And you like pull it down around your eyes.
I didn't realize a
you look like a
six head was
douchebag. There you
possible.
go.
It's just that's not my style. I try to sport it. It just ain't. Yeah, it ain't me. But yeah, so go to places that if they have merch, then I'm gonna fucking collect it. God damn it.
That's cool.
That's my thing.
That's
so
one thing
far.
with all the breweries I've been to. I really wish I kind of bought more merch. I'm sorry. I went to for those of you that don't know, I went to 100 different breweries last year, and I don't know. I bought like 2 stickers.
In the realm of that, stickers, yeah. Let's see. Like some of the stickers I have on my water bottle, my everyday water bottle you see me use. There's My Face, Kill Tony, which is one of my favorite podcasts. You give me some Bottle Logic stuff, some Trejo's Tacos thing, and just random other things. Even
Almost
our own
there it is.
Appetite.
Oh, the brother.
Chris Stapleton, that was a good show.
Yep. If we're busting bottles out here, like I just kind of started really getting into like nerdy ass stickers, and these are all except for like one on this bottle. These are all from Japan.
Nice.
So like I got these specifically in Kyoto, and there's those ones. I got this one when we saw the Giant Gundam, and this is from Bottle Logic, but they did like a Star Wars Day kind of collaboration, and that like anytime something does a cross collaboration with Star Wars, I'm all in. But I saw the Goku, Ichigo, and Naruto. Those are my big 3 when it comes to Japanese anime. So I had to get those.
I thought he was gonna say spank bang.
Are we flexing bottle stickers?
Oh,
might as
let me
well.
go get mine. Let me go get mine. Give me 1 second.
My
I'll be right
bleach.
back.
My Dragon Ball, my boy Mikey. Gojira.
Is mine the only one that's just
There's
like
some hacks.
scattered?
Hold on, I can go get
Yours
mine.
don't
We
look
can-
like
we
that.
can pause it. And
Very
then-
I have a big one that
And
kind
this
of
is
looks
mine.
like yours too, but
We're talking about the bottle.
And then
I kept with stickers on that.
Okay, now that he's out of the room.
see yours. I don't know how yours is like
Mine?
still like
So if we're pulling out Hydro Flask,
holding up.
Some bitch.
Holy shit. Hold on, you need this camera for it. Holy fuck. Finish your thought, Jermaine?
And switching.
I have no more thoughts.
Yeah.
Wow.
so
What the
Merry
fuck
Christmas.
is that? 2
I decided to buy the biggest Hydro Flask I could find because I work outside. But I did actually collect quite a few brewery stickers. I do have one from Kyoto Beer Lab.
Sweet.
Anaheim Brewheim, Chapman, Bottle Logic, I believe, Gamecraft. I love this sexy Lincoln for Lincoln Brewery.
I was wondering about that one. I'm like, what the hell?
I think they're in like Burbank.
That's nice.
Yeah, Battle Mage Brewery. And then, I got some horror stuff, some comic stuff, more breweries. This is from when I played in the Blood Bowl Open and lost every game I played except for like 2. Some
Sponsored
It's
by
fun.
Sneak Energy.
a lot of Sneak Energy,
Love the
Killer
Killer
Clowns from Outer
Clowns,
Space, the Bureau of Water Reclamation. My friend worked there until Doge. Sorry.
That thing's crazy. How often do you use that giant one?
At work when we're like digging ditches
Yeah.
or like when I go to the river. One of my favorite river drinks for a while was I take this 1 full bottle of wine, 2 cans of Sprite, drink it all day. It's fucking great. And that is a summer drink.
Holy shit.
It is a good time.
But are you like pouring it into stuff or are you just like,
Oh, just chugging it. Yeah.
I do have one that's about that size, but I call it. It only has one sticker. It's the Voltron crest, and I call it Voltron Defender of the Thirst. So that's my go-to
So
camping
stupid.
one.
I love it. Well, let me see everyday carry.
Oh, this is my work one. Caffeinate and Dominate, some more Sneak stuff, Joshua Tree, Ace. State of Play. I don't think they're there anymore. They used to be down in San Diego. Of course, I rock the Hype Attack. I rock this Alien Beer sticker that we got from Angel City Brewery in LA. Jigger gave me this Big Doug sticker, so like Doug furs. And then I love a lot of like Rogue Hobbies, which if you don't follow Rogue Hobbies, she's pretty awesome. She's a very talented painter. Angel City Football Club represent, and that's about it.
That's cool. I love the sticker game. We went hard.
I don't limit my stickers to my water bottles. We have a Roadcaster Pro,
And my
and
favorite.
we have
Nice.
a cover. I have some Japan stickers on here. I have my niece's softball team logo that I designed for her on there. Bottle Logic, of course. Shorzy on the bottom. This one came from Japan as well. Doug has this one on his, and I think he gave me one.
Yeah, they accidentally gave me 2.
Yeah.
I felt bad ripping off a local artist.
And then we have the Hype alcohol bottle logo.
Yes.
They made an extra one up
Great.
just so I could have it. The Disney Pro Union sticker
yeah.
that my mom's union designed when they were negotiating with Disneyland. And then I have this sticker. I don't know what the hell
What
it
is that?
but it's from the Ensenada Brewery we went to when we took that cruise.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
stopped in that brewery and dragged it. Like, oh, you got a sticker? Give me that.
Oh, nice. I should have got a sticker from there.
And then
Oh,
my
you know what?
judgmental face.
Oh, and then a fucking Care Bear with the Jedi crest right in the middle. I don't know why. It just tickled my fancy.
Hell yeah.
What did you have on your end other than the stickers? I feel like we like hijacked with the stickers.
So
What do I gotta showcase?
So my first item.
Oh, real quick, while we're still on stickers, I went most of my life having commitment issues with stickers. I had them. I just didn't know where I'd put them. I didn't know what to do with them. And then finally, when people started putting on their water bottles, like, okay. But then I also very much liked a clean water bottle until I finally like put the one on. It's like, well, now I need 30 more.
Yeah.
Like,
Same. Like the water bottle thing is like recent for me. I'm like, oh, water bottle, cool. I like water bottles. And then like stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers is a thing. 800 stickers is a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
if I get around to building that bar in the garage, which I do want to do, but maybe not this year because I'm broke. I absolutely want to have something that people can put stickers on. Whatever theme we decide on, like there's going to be something that people can put stickers on.
That should be like the whole bar top
Pretty much, yeah.
or something. Anyway,
So you were showing your pop vinyl.
so Funko Pops.
That's what I mean.
So for, and I hate that everything with me always comes back to being poor. The disposable income is a relatively recent development for me, like at least the last 10 years. So I'm like, before I had massive disposable income, I'm like, what can I get that can display my nerdiness and still be a little cost effective? And these fucking $10 Funko Pops, they originally started like for Bob's Big Boy. Like, I don't know why they decided to like, oh, let's make a Bob's Big Boy. But they expanded rapidly into pop culture stuff. Star Wars was one of the first IPs I think they had that was like, you know, big nerd. And they keep making them to this day. I had like maybe 200 at some point, and then I got to the point where like, where the fuck am I going to put all these? And so I started scaling back my collection and only keeping the ones I really liked. The one I have right here is Grand Admiral Thrawn from the last Comic-Con. We actually got they're so hard to get, like the super exclusive ones for San Diego Comic-Con. Like you have to be part of a raffle. You have to win that raffle, and then you show up on the day and like you get into there. But if the one you want is sold out, you're shit out of luck because you can't go back the second day. But this was like, and Rachel got the raffle invite on her card, and she came out with this. I'm like, oh, I wanted the non-glittery one. If you can see in the camera, like
It's a skin of a killer.
it's, I mean, it's super limited, this particular one, but I'm like, oh, it's Thrawn glitter face. Okay,
Is he a vampire?
no, he's not a vampire. He's just
No.
whatever. But like I still have like a good amount of Funko Pops, but I brought like my heavy hitters, just so I could show them on camera, and like my 11th Doctor and his
Nice.
orange space suit, not
Got all
space suit.
nervous
And you
about
you
it.
keep all yours boxed, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Like I have a couple like around the house that are out of the boxes, and I'm going to randomly throughout this video drop like little
Key 'em in.
yeah, little videos of the ones I have displayed elsewhere.
You mean like some here? Giving them stuff to do.
But they did like a 10th and 11th Doctor, and they both wore the spacesuit to show like continuity. So like as soon as I saw these pop out, I'm like, oh, I need to have both of those.
General question about some of you guys' collectibles. None of my stuff I've ever had to hunt down. Like, do you guys like the hunt?
I think that's what makes the nerd collectibles exciting. And I've never really had anything I've had to hunt down either. And that's what I kind of miss. I wish I was into something enough to like, because I go to all these conventions and I watch some people that are like actively looking for something, and I don't have that. And I've thought about picking like a specific character and just trying to collect everything from that character, like especially one that like maybe won't be so popular.
Yeah.
And then like I feel like that would be almost fun to find like all the loose stuff.
I did get to like critical mass with the Funkos because like they would release exclusive for different stores, different conventions, fucking different days of the week, and like for a minute I was out there chasing the dragon, like
I'm pretty sure you and I
Cyclops
rolled
with
out
a-
to meet some guy in like some random parking lot to do a trade, right?
yeah, I would frequent the offer up the classifieds, Craigslist.
Damn, you were into it.
Yeah, there were some that like, oh, I'm never gonna get that, and let me find someone who's reselling it, pay the markup.
You counted? You have about 200?
I think I got up to like 221.
Sold 'em?
22.
Damn.
And then I sold a good amount of them because I had a few rare ones. There was one, a Bleach character, Ichigo. But he had a special version where it was all white. And I sold it, and I sold it for like $80, I remember.
Damn.
And I'm like, that's cool. And then like maybe a year later, fucking
No.
Radar is shaking his head. A year later, I saw a listing for it, and it was like $600. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
How did that go up that high? Like, there's absolutely like, there's no determining factor about
So I'm holding on to my beanie
what
babies.
about what goes up and what goes down. But for some reason, that one shot way up in price, and I was just kicking myself the whole time.
Shit.
It's insane to me. I mean, I like Funko Pops. I was collecting them for a while. I eventually, no offense, just kind of they're all so similar. It's just kind of getting the same figure over and over, unless you're like really branching out to like the more alien looking stuff or whatever. But I mean, like I said, they're really cool, and there's an sorry, a Funko for every IP. And
Now, yeah, they're fucking huge.
yeah, it's everything. And like I think one year for Christmas, I got my parents Clark Griswold and Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation, and they love it. Every Christmas, my mom puts out her Christmas decorations, and those two pops are like sitting on the counter.
That's the same reason I never hunted down the Funkos. Like, people have given me a thing or two. You and Rachel gave me a Shorzy or a Letterkenny.
like a 3-pack.
Yeah,
something.
I think it was a 2-pack. It was
Or 2-pack.
the two hockey boys.
Riley and Jonesy.
And
right?
and I appreciate anytime I get those, but I'm not getting them a bunch. I'm not looking out and hunting them for the exact reason you just said. You're like, it's a thing, it's cool, it's cute, but like, I wish I had the funds to get some of the statuettes that let's move on to Jermaine. Like, Jermaine's displaying there.
Don't do it. It's too expensive. It's not worth it.
I remember that first Comic-Con. I was like, how much you spend? And like, on one thing, and it was a couple $100 or something like that.
So when I do go on hunts, like it's more so one of those things. Like, if you don't get it right when it drops, and if it's one of those things that just so happen to sell out, then you just fresh out of luck. Then you have to go do, you literally have to go hunt it down, So it all depends. Like, you never know what's gonna hit and then what's not gonna hit.
Are you usually looking to get a collectible or a statuette, a figurine from a Comic-Con?
No, like, it's just more so like I don't specifically go look for like the collectible or like the hot items, necessarily, like majority of people do to go resell it. It's just what I like. Like, it's not like I'm not going out of my way to go grab some stuff.
When San Diego Comic Con pops up, and they'll release like a list, like, this is what we're having exclusive this year, and I'll go through it and I'll be like, no, and then I'll see one and be like, oh shit, I want that, and then I'll never get it. And I'm like, all right, cool, awesome, thank you.
Yeah, but it's only like a little bit of things like this morpher from the Power Rangers, from the Green and White Ranger. The first release, like, I missed out, and if you didn't grab this when you got it, it already jumped up to like a couple $100, like $200, $300. But they re-released it, and I got it at GameStop for $50, baby.
Oh yeah.
So it was one of those things like you never know, like, if they're going to re-release something or not.
Complete with both of the power coins? No way.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Green and
Great.
White Ranger, baby. Man, this was where was this when I was in elementary school?
Oh yeah. I was just telling someone how I used to, because I think Power Rangers came on too close to like when school got out. So I think a lot of times I would stay back in Mrs. Carlson, our sixth grade teacher. I would just stay back in her class and watch it before my mom picked me up.
Nice.
Because I have to run home just to make sure, like, if I, stayed outside and, played tag or
Pogs.
whatever it was.
Dude. Fucking, what was it?
made sure you-
Sergio was like trying to get us back
I
into
know.
that shit.
Fat ass white girls.
Pogs.
Wow.
I love Pogs.
Fuck yeah.
Real quick before we move on to Doug, what's the canister? Not the Truly.
This was from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but
Jermaine, play to the camera.
I believe they rebranded. Fuck that camera. I believe they
Oh my god, never mind.
rebranded this
Oh, there you go.
because it's I believe in Ninja Turtles 2 it was like TGRI or
Oh.
But
Oh, see, you got the rare misprint.
no, this isn't the
No,
rare.
I'm just
misprint.
kidding.
But,
I know this is the original.
I'm looking it up. It's
But,
worth $1
$1
million.
Yeah, but this is just one of those canisters that, like, once again, when you're like a little kid, you're like, oh man, that's like one of the coolest things ever. And then NECA
Excuse me?
re-released, or not re-released, but they
NECA.
started releasing a lot of kind of like pop culture things from Ninja Turtles to. They do have the Casey Jones mask, which that was one of the
Oh, man.
things that I had to get.
You
But
know,
yeah, but this was just one of those little nerdy collector things
So
that
now
I
what,
had
you
to
just
get
keep your weed in it?
because I'm a big Ninja Turtle fan. Yes, the secret of the EU.
I'm a big fan of like collectible stuff that's like kind of almost a prop or something. It's like I have the ooze canister, or like, you know, I always wanted to get some of the Star Trek stuff, like a tricorder or anything like that.
Where's there Star Trek stuff in here?
I actually don't have a lot of Star Trek collectible stuff. I don't know why.
Oh man, we were pointing that out when we were in here doing an episode of, you know, it's like, oh, everyone's a fan of this, that, and the other. Like, yeah, Doug loves Star Trek.
They don't make a lot of cool shit for Star Trek. I mean, it's not like the characters are badass. They're like nerds in uniforms.
You know what I want though, and like every once in a while I'll run a
Support.
search to see if they have any good, like a good comm badge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a nicely detailed one, like a heavy one. But other than that, like what else would you get?
I've thought about the ships.
The model ships.
Yeah, I think the company Eagle Moss, I think they've gone under, but someone else is making the ships now. Every once in a while I've thought about the ships, but again, it'd just be something that would take up space on a shelf, and I don't know, I'm kind of broke right now. But I have thought about like picking like some cool ones or something like that.
I was gonna say, of the things to have a collectible, like at least the ship is
yeah,
the thing.
I really like the design of the new Stargazer. I thought about getting that because they just released a model of that, and like that'd be cool.
We'll get a little Defiant and hang it from the ceiling.
Oh, Defiant would be awesome.
I don't know what that is, but that'd be cool. Something hanging.
All right, I'm gonna set you up for the line. I'm gonna be like, it's this little ship that Worf captained.
Little.
There you go, perfect.
Nice. I'm pretty sure.
Well done.
I'll get that reference later.
Yeah.
Little ship.
What do you got right here? You got some figurines?
So yes, I moved on from Funko and I started collecting this other brand of small figures called U2s. Much more expensive, but I feel like
Upstairs people.
they're
Shut up and take my money.
yes. So that one, perfect. Yeah, they come out in kind of limited releases. They advertise well in advance of like pre-order this stuff and you have to wait. But a lot of different IPs. They're well built. They're different in their stances and everything. That's what kind of
to say, yeah.
threw me onto it. I just brought a couple that I have. I have quite a few going. I don't know if I'm going to get too much more. Yes, Fry from the meme. I had to get that. Anduin from World of Warcraft. His new look, which is kind of weird. I don't know if I like it. He's kind of sad. Judy, everyone's video game crush for anyone that played Cyberpunk 2077. And here we go with some good Arcane or League of Legends with Jinx and Vi and Godzilla -1.
Make him kiss.
Godzilla and
Is he like chewing on the
train?
Stupid on the train.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Thought he had a T-shirt.
So they're really fun. The company, like I said, U2s, they also make like plushies and everything like that. Yeah, a little bit more expensive, like 30 to $40 each, I think.
How many of those things do you have?
Like 15 or something. Like 15 or something. I don't get too much. I've been trying to get all the Cyberpunk 2077 stuff, and they're just now starting to release World of Warcraft stuff, so I'm trying to get that. Like, I try to like, I guess stick within IPs. So going back to like
Yeah.
Funko Pops, like I have like the 4 turtles and a few others, but like I kind of was like, I really wish I got all the Destiny stuff back when Destiny was cool.
Earlier, was that your bank account sign?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's move on to. I'm gonna fire off a couple of on mine to kind of wrap up my collectibles because the next time we go back around, it'll be more hobbies. Okay, so loosely again collectibles, right? So I have these are called DVDs,
Ugh.
digital video discs.
What are those, Boomer?
I do.
Yeah.
Boomer.
That's like-
That's actually a great point. My uncle is the one that kind of gave me most of my collection, because especially this one here.
That's DVD, not even a Blu-ray.
No, I probably have like 2 Blu-rays. And I can't even say of what. But my uncle was kind of the one that spawned the kind of the idea of the You Haven't Seen That podcast, because he would, I can't even pop it up. He would give me a movie and go, hey guy, you've seen that movie? I was like, no, it'd be like a Blue Thunder or a THX, what is it, 1180 or something like that.
1138.
Thank you. And I would have like 2 DVD towers, and I would go through them. But then I met my wife, and then she's like, that looks boring. I'm like, well, if you've never seen it, I've never seen it. Let's experience something new. So I never really got around to that. So that was technically my first physical form of like
Don't get married, kids.
a movie list. But I have like 2 tubs full of those things. Some of them storage.
Married.
And then
Hold on, real quick. DVD collections. That is something that, like, yeah, this generation is just going to miss out on the idea of going to a shelf full of DVDs and picking one, and even if you've watched it a million times, but
But it's
Yeah.
but it's more so the, like Isaac is saying, you haven't seen that, and being able to give somebody
Yeah.
a physical copy, because sometimes they're not streaming anywhere, or you have to rent it.
yeah,
But I'm telling you, like, it spawned that thing where, the whole like YHST list. It's movies of like cultural importance or whatever, and so like watching those and going like, oh, now I see what movies generations later, like watching a movie in the 70s or 80s, like, oh, that's what it took inspiration from, and that's what that actor looks like younger. So it sort of simulated that movie going aspect in my brain. Another one, you see this mask here. Every Halloween, I'll usually buy a new getup and never fucking wear it again. But I have a whole fucking bin full of just Halloween costumes that I cannot get around
because you
to
never
getting
know.
rid of.
You never know if you'll need
You
it.
never
Yeah.
know.
You never know.
I have a Jesus costume. You guys remember the Jesus costume?
Zombie Jesus.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have a Beetlejuice costume. This one, I'm pretty sure I have a Joker costume somewhere that I remember one Halloween I kind of like, altered it to make it into something else. So Halloween costumes are another thing that I happen to collect every year. And then last, as far as like just general collectibles are, not that I'm going out and collecting pins, but you'll see that one's two bunnies there. Live fast, eat ass. But I love a good fucking funny pin.
Yeah.
I happen to have a handful of those in like my little curio cabinet or whatever, and that's where these things reside. And then lastly, this thing is sort of representative of everything in my little cabinet, which is a cabinet of absolute random wonders. And there are memories associated with every little thing, whether it's somebody gifted me a stupid random knickknack, or a wishbone from Thanksgiving a couple of years ago. So like it's just all there in a collection of memories, because I'm pretty sure when I have Alzheimer's, which is going to happen soon, then I need to go back and remember some of those things. But
Hoarder.
that's do you know what? Surprisingly, it's just that fucking cabinet. I don't have anything collectible anywhere else. But that's the extent of my collectibles. We'll go around to the hobbies.
A good pen collection is awesome.
Yeah.
and so many people are making like great funny pins.
And like this one here, that the Assholes Live Forever, they have a bunch of stuff, including hats and shirts, and I love a good funny something. So,
One of the last pins I bought was just like a nice clean black heart with gold trim, and then it just said butts in the middle. Had to get it.
My pin was Reptar from Rugrats eating a pizza.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
One of the dopest pins ever.
yeah, it's great.
I remember back in high school, like some of those pins I would have on my, Dickies jacket or my backpack, and I have nothing. I have
Fucking
nothing.
cool kid over here.
I think I had like a Tom Segura button on one of my laptop case. Anyways,
I used to put a lot of pins on all my backpacks, and I thought it was too much. So now I've reduced it to like
That's exactly it.
2 or 3.
yeah,
Like,
that's exactly it.
it's a quick statement.
For like
I love butts.
for like a cool minute, me and Rachel got into the Disney pins.
Oh
And
my
I had
God.
a lanyard with a bunch of like Star Wars ones on it. Like that was cool, but I kind of grew out of that like real quick. Like fell off. I'm like, there's too many. There's
Yeah.
way too fucking many.
Some
You and
people,
Rachel got, once again, don't get married. No, I'm kidding. No. I'm kidding.
they've started
Really say that
making
'cause Kat
like
listens to this.
like banners or like things you can put your pins on and hang.
Yeah.
Like present. I think Destiny makes one, because Destiny, for those that are unaware, I assume they still do this. Like you could earn certain achievements. Earn achievements in game and then unlock the ability to buy a pin, which is cool. Like I did it a few times. They're just sitting in their boxes because they do come in like fun little velvet boxes. But Destiny or Bungie eventually did sell like a banner that you could put your pins on, and it's like that would be kind of cool because each of those pins represent like you doing something pretty fucking badass in the game.
Nice.
But like the Disney pins, same thing. Like I wouldn't like I was collecting them for a while, but it's like I don't know what to do with them. I mean, I have that sweet denim vest. I could just start being one of the weird denim vest Disney pin guys.
You'd have to go to Disneyland though with just the vest on and no
Yeah.
shirt underneath.
Yeah, they might.
But I will say though,
might
with
kick me out. Maybe a tank top.
with the pin community though,
They might give you a free shirt.
I do love that that depending on who you bump into, there are certain people out there that would happily like swap pins
Yeah.
with you.
Oh, there's people that set
Which
up
that's
in the
kinda cool.
park,
Oh yeah.
like ready to trade. And then I think any employee, right? If you see them a pin, they have to swap.
They're honor bound. Yes.
Yeah.
If you display them, and someone's like, "Oh, you trade that for?" You have to trade. I don't know what the rules are about what you have to trade for, but I'm assuming if you're an employee, you're not wearing like the
Yeah.
the limited edition stuff where you're forced to trade that one away for like a 10-cent
standard,
pin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some trash.
Nothing wrong with that. Rudy, on to you.
Yeah. I have a very small, very mediocre,
Clip it.
but visually impressive lightsaber collection.
Ooh, yeah.
I have 4 of them hanging up on the wall, which you'll see here. If they're lit or not depends on if I went to the store to get batteries to recharge those things. But this one
Do you
I
want
got.
audio reactions from us? Whoa! Oh,
Look at that one.
shit!
Like,
How many younglings you kill with that one?
This one I got from Disneyland at the Star Wars land.
Oh, hell yeah!
The where you go and like build it, and then like Yoda's voice comes over the PA system and says, "Oh, big tenders." And
Spoiler.
I was the experience. The experience was so awesome, but the final product is so booty. I will never buy another custom Disney lightsaber again. But just for the experience, like, cool. Like I got out of the park and immediately it stopped working. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. $200 for all that. I'm like, all right,
I
cool.
wonder if you could ask them, like, can I get the experience? Like, is there a discount? Like, I don't need it.
But we go all the way from the official licensed versions to the third party versions, which for whatever reason,
Third party for the win.
yeah, for lightsabers, absolutely third party,
Level 10.
yes, third party for the win. And these things are just fans just get lightsabers better than official companies because this thing, like just the light up, that
There's some heat coming off of that.
the swing.
Heat coming off my lights.
Where where it pitches,
yeah.
the clash. Ooh, like for some reason, and this was $130, $140
Subtle brag.
That's not bad.
compared to like the $300 to $400 ones, the licensed ones from Disneyland. Which my wife, bless her heart, was buying me like, "Hey, you want a new lightsaber?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I ended up with like 6 of them. But after I bought this one, like I stopped because I needed.
That's so cool.
Like I needed to, like the ignition, where it's like you're just making the gesture and it turns on instead of hitting the button. And then not only that, but you can have multiple colors.
Hand it to Jermaine.
I'm not ethically allowed to handle the purple.
It's in the
All right,
bylaws.
you turn the lights back on. Hold on, let me.
That's cool.
The only
though.
thing about these is that they take forever to power down and watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Powering down.
That's unnecessary.
Just want to switch.
That's so cool.
But as a Star Wars fan, you can't have
That is cool.
you can't not have at least one lightsaber hanging around.
That's cool.
And I remember when the original the original replicas started going out that could do all that, light up and clash and all that stuff, from a company called Master Replicas. That they were showpieces. They weren't made to be like, hit it around like smacked into things. And my dumb ass, after paying like $200 for a couple of those things, was like, "Oh yeah, let's do some choreography." Me and my brother in the front yard, crack, and you just like you can see the splits in the plastic hill.
Oh god.
And I'm like, so like I have a Luke Skywalker replica that's from that line. That's just the hilt because the tube shattered, and that's before you can before they made interchangeable ones, or you can like put your own in there.
We only have one. We have Vader's. We didn't do the whole experience, anything like that. I was like, "You're looking at fucking buying you one because you're just gonna have it there." It's my wife. She's not listening. And, it's like you're just gonna have it there. It's gonna be in the fucking cabinet, hidden by everything else. But anytime we showed off to the kids because they're curious about it, I'm like, "Dude, this thing's gonna break. It feels fragile.
If you take the camera and aim it at the cabinet over there. That one I got, I think, 2 birthdays ago, and it's the Obi-Wan replica saber, but it's like the super ultra Disney replica saber, and my mom got that for me for my birthday. It was very nice for her. It's very expensive. That's absolutely a museum piece. The shaft will never be inserted, and it will never clash with another lightsaber. Like, it'll never touch anyone else's tip. Like, it's a showpiece. Like, I'll hang that on my belt every once in a while just to feel the heft, and that's it.
Since we're at the shelf, could you? This is our awards made by Sergio.
Oh yeah, the
The
pluggies
first season.
and my Blood Bowl trophy for being last place, as I mentioned earlier.
We celebrate all our accomplishments.
Participation trophy.
What else you got,
We
Jermaine?
don't do that around here. I have my little.
Oh, Jermaine's strong with his plush game.
My little guy Khan here from Bleach. He goes with, because his name is Khan, he goes with me to every Comic-Con.
Adorable.
Every convention.
Every
He's hanging
convention.
on my bag. But this is my little plushie gang.
What's the new plushies that are out right now?
The
Squishmallows.
Squishmallows.
Oh,
God,
that-
I hate those.
There's another one.
I hate those
Yeah,
ever so
jelly,
much.
The ones that are all the foods.
No,
There's
I
another
don't know.
one. Have you looked at YouTube's squishies?
I saw a few of those.
Flups,
Plushes.
plushies. Thank you, squishies. Whew, man, it's been a day.
These
A
things.
few of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what those are? Anybody?
The Labubus.
Oh God, I hate
those.
those things. And the only reason I hate those things is everyone wants one, and they're like, have you ever seen Labubu? No, I've never seen it. Leave me alone.
That is taking off right now.
Yeah.
Labubu this, Labubu that, little honey boo boo.
Apparently we have
whoever
some.
created him, he's like an automatic billionaire now.
Like,
Like,
apparently
fucking
we,
1 point something
trends.
we
billion.
do have a Korean K-pop star to thank for that. Because apparently she had a collection and then like posted it one day. Like, look at all these little cute things, and from there it just took off.
It's been out for a couple years, but it's just one of those things, when it takes off for whatever reason.
When it goes viral.
Yeah.
When we make it big,
Yeah.
butt plugs are going to be huge again.
I do.
Everyone will be wearing them.
I mean, can people handle the huge ones?
You know, man.
Shut
like,
up and take my money.
I don't know what to say after that. That's cool.
Oh, Jermaine flexing over there.
But this right here is one of my babies.
If anyone unfamiliar with the Metal Gear franchise,
Yo.
that is Metal Gear Rex.
But this is the smaller version of Rex. Like there's a bigger version.
Oh
of
my
this.
God, that big one is on my instant kill list. If I see it, it's fucking Dunskies.
That's what collectibles are about. That level of excitement and hype.
With this smaller version, like it's a couple hundred. So I couldn't imagine the aftermarket for the larger one. But the real reason why I got this specific one is because I'm getting like a
There you go.
like a some mechs from different franchises. Like I have a Gundam that's like 18 inches. I have my Evangelion figure. I have an Optimus Prime. And then I have the ED-209 from RoboCop. But this one fits to scale with everything else. So
I like that.
I'm just gonna have like my robots, like just that little shelf of just for me, my iconic robots. The only one that I need right now, there's a Voltron one that's like
God,
about
that'd be cool.
like 17 or 18 inches tall, but it's currently $600.
Size Queen.
Ooh.
And then
Is it old school Voltron or new school Voltron?
it's the old school one.
No Henry Cavill.
And then I need
if they fuck up the look of Voltron, I'm rioting.
Dude.
then yeah, so Voltron is the the second to the last one I need, but then I need to get Dragon Zord, and I
was going to ask if you have Zords.
I don't have any of the Zords yet because I'm kind of holding out because all the Zords that's came out since are about 10 to maybe 12 inches. So
It's not enough.
I'm just waiting till
No, extra 6 inches. I'm telling you.
maybe it gets a little bit bigger, but who knows?
So they
we'll
gotta move into that larger realm.
I have a client who lives in South Pass, nice place and everything, and there's like a storage on the area in the back of the garage. They have like the original Megazords and the Dragon Zord just in moldy boxes and water damage. I'm like, you fucking bastards.
Stay tuned to the next episode of the Hype Attack where we break into this guy's house.
I'll have to take a picture next time. Yeah, man. What a
We're
fucking
not
bug.
break. I don't
You-
want to break the law.
No, he said we're doing it. Like you guys generally take care of all your stuff too. Like I know you have them in the garage, but is there anything that you guys have where you're like, yeah, it accidentally got damaged?
My comic book collection's trashed.
What happened?
I never boarded and bagged them.
Where are they?
Oh,
They're at my
savage.
parents' house. There's like 4,000 or 5,000 of them, and
Oh my god, Doug.
I mean some are taken care of. I
I think a shame button is
No. It's
I mean, I was mostly just interested in reading them. I mean, I started bagging and boarding some of them, but I think ones that I thought were going to be like big, I would, and then it never even occurred to me that people would want to collect because, like, generally a good story gets collected by the company as a trade, and it never occurred to me that people would want to actually go buy like the individual comics instead of the trade. So I have some runs that I know like if I had bagged and boarded them and collected them and like I could probably sell for quite a bit. But there was one I had a garage sale at my parents' house once, and this dude showed up with a list and he pulled out so many, and they're not in bad shape. They're not in horrible shape. Some are, but for the most part they're in decent shape. They just aren't in bags and boards. But this dude pulled out like 30 from his list. And I saw him getting all excited, crossing them all out. And he's like, how much you want from him? I'm like, I don't know, like $5. I took nothing from him because he was so excited. I was happy to give a nerd a boner.
nice. well,
I'm always happy to give a nerd a boner.
Yeah.
clip those things. Jesus Christ.
Before we move on to that, like I brought this Star Wars book to represent, rest in peace, my extended universe, which is now Legends collection. When they started dropping back when in high school, I started collecting the books, and I had a very impressive shelf of these books. And then I had
I've seen your butt.
an equally unimpressive room that I kept them in, which when it rained, water would come in through the roof and just leak down the wall. And I came home one day, and I don't know how it happened, but it had pools at the top of that bookshelf and then just straight down, and almost like how many years? Like at least 10 years of books were just ruined, just completely soaked through to the bone. I was so upset. I've recreated a lot of that collection through the Amazon Kindle, which I can't really show
Because it's full of smut.
because I
Yeah.
if I had my phone, I'd be like, yeah, look, here's my Kindle, so all my books. Can you see all my books? But yeah, that was when I lost to damage.
Have you listened to any of the Star Wars audiobooks?
I have not.
I've listened to one when they launched the High Republic stuff. I started listening to one of them, and it's kind of fun because they do the whole production. So there's a lot of like ship noises and like lightsaber noises and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's kind of cool for an audiobook.
I love the high production stuff.
Yeah.
Don't pause, talk over it.
I'm sorry, I could not. Do you have anything else in your collection?
Oh no, I got some more stuff, but you can go ahead.
I want to just quickly, I'll quickly cover, or you want to move around yours? I just want to quickly cover some of my hobbies, kind of run through them.
Yeah, we can talk about hobbies if you want.
All right, because in all fairness, like in the first season when we technically had like a hobby episode, it's not really like a listenable episode because the audio quality is complete garbage. And hopefully we can kind of like go back around and do like redo a hobby episode.
What happened in that one?
You were blackout drunk.
Oh,
that we had the girls on, but we didn't have enough microphones. We used like the
Oh,
wireless
that's
Rode
right.
mics.
That's right.
And it was
I remember that episode.
not
yeah,
great.
yeah.
I think we had a disclaimer at the beginning that was
Yeah.
like, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was drunk and because I was using the Rode mic,
Yeah.
my audio was delayed.
It's
Which, if you
not
guys
great.
don't know, that's like literally a non-violent weapon that the police use against people.
But I got some representations of a few of my
Violent
hobbies.
weapons.
Well, let's start off with like one of my first ones
Ultra violence
was
Wait, hold on.
Not yeah.
Ultra violence.
All right,
made
sorry.
me tingle.
Go ahead.
Guitar picks for representative of playing the guitar, the acoustic guitar. I have an electric guitar. I never got around to learning how to play well. I was in a band, unfortunately for them. I mean, it's fun. I could like play you a tune. I know Tenacious D stuff that you would get a kick out of if we had a few drinks and we were out on fire. But you know, I'm not too bad. But you know, I used to pluck out a tune every now and again, and I have a couple of guitars. Speaking of like not taking care of them, I don't know how to properly take care of those things. Like the bridge is coming off one of them. It still holds a tune, whatever. Every blue moon, an acoustic song I might hear will tickle me, and I'll, you know, then tickle the strings. But that's one of my first hobbies, you know, like in the whole artistic realm. And then I moved on to firearms, which you could see by the array of ammunition. I don't actually have some of the firearms that go along with some of this ammo, or just some ammo that I had around. But man, when I started getting into those, I originally used for self-defense. Yeah, I kind of took off and got a couple too many guns that I really needed, and but it was fun. It was, as hobbies go, they get expensive. Range time, ammo, like this is back when you can actually get 1,000 rounds of 9mm for like, you know, $100 or something like that. So like it was cheap to do that, but man, we were going to the range like once a month, every other month, and it was a nice stress reliever. So that one took off for a minute. I mean, all the gear. There's a Hype Attack video out where I took you guys shooting, and you know, it's a blast, no pun intended.
Fully intended.
Second to last,
Fully 100% intended.
the one that's taken a lot of my money are the drones, specifically the FPV drones. This is one of the smaller drones that I have, called a micro drone, and they measure it by the diameter of the propellers. This one's, I think, like a 1.5 inch. The biggest one I have is a 5-inch one, and that thing hauls absolute ass. If you go on my Forehead FPV Instagram and you scroll all past all the movie reviews, because I haven't done a lot of drone flying in a while, like you've seen it, like it's a lot of fun. It kind of sparked up my like videography hobby again, and editing. Which then led into, again, the drones led into the videography thing, which then led into the movie reviews and editing some of that stuff. And that kind of took off into its other hobby. But like editing takes up so much time. I haven't flown a drone in like a while, probably like last month. I used to fucking Jones for flying every week. If I drive by a place, I'll go, I could fly a drone through that. It'll be pretty fucking cool. Like I still think about it constantly. Man, FPV drones, like, yeah, look up that on YouTube. That's just a fucking blast. The acrobatics people can do.
If you pulled out your shit right now, are you still usually you're in like fighting shape, or?
Yeah, it's like riding a bicycle.
That muscle memory.
Yeah, it's basically yeah, because you know, you're putting in a bunch of hours in order to get down some of the just basic flying physics, not to mention the acrobatic moves, not to mention if you're doing it for like a cinematic purpose, you know, or don't even get into like racing, that shit. Like people have these just quick responses to the way that they race. It's fucking nuts. Like those drones are flying fast. But then, and then last but not least, as far as a hobby to kind of end my whole collectible thing off, is podcasting. Like that way it started off doing the Hype Attack. We started doing it, you know, it's now 2 years ago?
This is our third season.
Yeah, this is our third season, but it was about 2.5, something like that, years
Somewhere
ago.
around there.
And then I started my own podcast. I got my podcasting gear, and like I've been really loving it because it's something where, you know, we all know, we chat, hang out, and then still in that artistic realm where you kind of get to express yourself, you know? Not making a lot of money off of it, but it's still a lot of fun.
Well, I ain't making shit off of it. Like, I'm negative. But I will tell you the moment that to me, it was all worth it, was my mom sent me a text of a screenshot of Spotify with our picture up in the logo and the hype attack, and then like episode list, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're famous!"
There's
Like she just equated that Spotify is an app she uses to listen to popular music, and then holy shit, my son's up there with right next to Beyonce on the list.
Hell yeah.
That shit was cool.
rubbing elbows with the Queen Bee.
That shit gave me a little thrill.
I will say, like, which the combined shows that I do, like, people at work are more like, hey, man, I listened to the thing and I love this, that, and the other. And some neighbors now are talking, like, in our apartment complex, are like, hey, I saw that you did the thing. And oh, were you going to see that movie? And so it just kind of like opened up conversation. And, more people than I expected are enjoying our stuff. So, I've been loving it a lot. So I don't know if I'll ever stop podcasting. Probably when money runs out. But for now, it's been a blast. But that wraps up my collectibles and hobbies and shit.
I'm going to pee. I'm so sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Pee break.
Pee break.
Pee break.
Oh,
Wants to continue.
it's my turn now.
Already, yes.
Ooh.
So, speaking of hobbies, I like to walk, and to walk, you have to put on shoes.
You want to have them up there or down
And
low?
usually, I wouldn't bring these into like a nerd collecting discussion because shoes aren't really a part of that. But there's
Oh, they
some athletes out there who enjoy a good anime, and these are Zion Williams. He's on the Hornets.
He was on the Pelicans. But
Pelicans. There you go.
Is that a sport?
Is he not? He's a basketball player.
Sports.
Anyway,
Pelicans.
his signature
Orleans?
shoe,
Heard of it?
which is an Air Jordan. It's not one of Michael Jordan's signature shoes, but he's part of that brand. But these are he's a big fan of Naruto, as am I, and he came out with these, and these are kind of based on the characters' clothes and all that stuff. When these came
sorry.
out, when these came out, you had to enter a raffle, and I completely lost that raffle. Like they sent me the sorry you didn't get these. I was pissed. A couple weeks later, I walked into the outlet over here at the block, or the outlets of Orange now, and in the clearance section were a pair of these shoes in my size, and I was like I grabbed them and walked straight out the door. I was like, no, these are mine. I paid first, but I was like, no, like I have to have these, and I'm like,
That's awesome.
they were displayed for a while, but like they're too nice to not wear to like
I was about to ask.
to things.
Yeah, you
I
wore 'em.
kind of wish I'd taken them to Japan with me, but they don't really match with a lot because as you can see, they're bright fucking yellow and orange. And I'm a man of fashion. I'm sorry.
Speaking of using a collectible thing, which I wish I never used, skateboarding. When I used to skate, and Baker made an Aqua Teen Hunger Force board, which is the coolest looking board. I love the collage of it.
Shut up and take my money.
And it was, I used it and ground it down. I have the skateboard somewhere, but like I regretted fucking using that board for years.
I don't want to go sidetrack too much off of your shoes, but real quick with the skate stuff, there's a lot of people making really cool skateboard stuff now in the nerd culture. Every Comic-Con, I think there's a couple booths, and I want to get them to put up on the wall, but I also don't want to be a poser. I mean, like,
I've been there, done that.
I have that feeling too. I'm like, oh, that's a cool skate deck. Yeah, I don't skate though.
I was longboarding for a while, then my board got stolen, and I just haven't replaced it. The shoe thing, though, I would say that there is a significant overlap now between that culture and nerd culture. There's a lot of nerd stuff moving in. Like, there's been Ninja Turtle releases. There's Lego, I think, is coming out with a shoe or something or collab with the shoe company, Nike, most likely. So that's really cool. I have size 15 feet, so I'm fucked. I can never, ever get into that, and I love it. I would wear the most gaudy shoe. I don't give a shit. But even if they made them in size 15s, like a bright colored shoe looks fine if you have a normal foot. I wear a bright colored shoe. It's fucking clown shoes.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
Sideshow Bob.
It's yeah,
disco
exactly.
toboggans.
Yeah.
The other pair that I brought in, Paul George did a collaboration with PlayStation. He has a little
Oh my god.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't know if these. Oh, these still work.
oh.
They light up.
Did they really?
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh,
Well, this one doesn't.
Do I have to turn the lights off again?
Oh, there goes.
Yeah, it's good. We can see it. For those of you listening at home,
Yeah,
Rudy is-
watch.
Nah, I
the
didn't
show.
do it.
Rudy is fondling the tongues.
All
of
right.
these
Anyways,
shoes. They're gray.
but yeah, I have a couple PlayStation themed shoes. They actually came out with the Air Force One, which is a Nike shoe that is like, I think the PlayStation 2, cause like glossy black, sexy as hell. But it came out for PlayStation. Did a one of their before they stopped doing like conventions or like E3.
The PlayStation. Oh yeah.
They did their own in Los Angeles, and they dropped that shoe, but you had to be within like 10 miles of the convention center to be able to order it. And I'm currently not within 10 miles of the convention center.
Do you
Sony,
have?
if you happen to be listening, bring back the PlayStation experience. Those were great conventions that were
That's
absolutely
the
amazing.
PlayStation
And I was heartbroken when you decided not to do it anymore. Fuck off.
Do you have any of the shoes that you don't wear that are purely collectible?
No, I think every shoe that I've bought, I've worn at least once, which our mutual friend Shawan, like when I get like a hot release shoe, which I don't get them too much because they're fucking expensive. But like the next day they'll be on my feet and he'll look at me like, motherfucker, you're already wearing that shit? I'm like, it's shoes go on feet.
But do you do the whole like don't bend them?
Oh no.
Okay.
Have you gone back and saw that they were actually, worth more afterwards after so many years? Or
That
you try
like,
not to?
The reselling shoes, like that's the only reason I would not wear a pair of shoes is if I someday down the line I could probably sell this for a lot more money. And I've never been about that. Like I see a shoe that I like and I actually spend the money to buy it. I want to wear it. I want to experience it.
That's cool.
That's a good question though in general for all of us. If any of us have had a collectible that like you randomly decided to look up or you saw listed somewhere. I mean, I guess you sorry, brain fart. But yeah, if you have anything that you realize like out of nowhere it was worth a lot of money.
No, but going back to my uncle, he doesn't stop at DVDs. He's like, hey, guy, I saw this thing that might be a collectible someday. Or Walmart had a special edition of like the Red Ryder BB gun, for instance. He's like, I got 10 of them. So here's one for you. You hold on to that. And it might be worth something later on. I'm like, cool. All right, go sweet. So maybe in a few years. But so technically I have the Red Ryder BB gun. But speaking of firearms, going back to it, you have one on your table that is delicious looking.
Oh.
No, not small arms. Look at that thing. Look at that thing.
My baby.
Phew. I got you. Yep.
My pride and joy.
Jeez.
The Robocop gun. Dead or alive, Isaac.
Hold on. You want to use my microphone for the sound of that thing?
And that's a
It's an
that's an
airsoft.
airsoft replica, right? And we're not
Yeah, it's
putting
an airsoft, but
actual firearms at people.
hold on, let me. But yeah, but it's
Smooth
just
action.
like a airsoft. You load it in on the
That's nice.
bottom. You get the little gun gas, and then you have your little pellets that you load in there, and then it has a different burst mode.
That thing does look sexy. I mean, even the slide lock, I was like, God dang.
Yeah, but it's like
Have we shot that?
single. I don't think so.
I'm trying to remember
Cut to the clip.
if you.
I feel like
I was trying to remember if you'd
Stand
ever
still, Doug.
brought it
This
over
weekend,
like
let's,
fully.
Shoot the
let's
drone out of
let's have
there.
some beers and shoot that thing.
Dude, fuck yeah. I'm serious.
Go
I'll
to the
charge
park.
one of these things up.
We'll go to the park and shoot random kids.
Yeah, well,
It's airsoft.
I
you could put like a balloon on a drone or
They'll
something.
live.
I do want to see if I can
With no red
convert
tip
this,
on that
though.
thing. Sorry.
But
sure
yeah,
no
this
red
was
tip.
one of the not the first purchase that I ever purchased at Comic Con, but these was definitely one of
God,
my
that thing's sexy, dude. That thing
definitely
is
one
so
of my
sexy.
big first purchases.
Amongst
Like,
the most memorable, would you say?
I got it. Well, first of all, I saw it on the guy's rack. Like I've told the story before, but
On his ample bosom.
but I normally go to Comic Con and I usually like haggle, but this one was in my rookie days and I just saw it and I just,
Give me
Shut up
Whatever.
and take my money.
There it is.
whatever price it was exactly. I was like, give me that. But yeah, this was one of my My favorites. My favorites.
Shut up and take my money.
That thing's cool, man.
Yeah, that thing is cool as hell.
That wins.
It's just
That wins
fun,
all of our collectibles.
like, with these little, with this particular one, like I have it in my room and it's just in my little nook area, but I just
you could scare
pull it
the
out
shit
every
out of
once in a while,
somebody with
pull it
that
out
thing.
every once in a while, but yeah, like it looks legit, like it looks real, but it's like the gun gas, not technically like an airsoft.
Again, full clear disclaimer: that's not a real firearm. It's only an airsoft gun.
But yeah, but
This usually doesn't have an orange tip on it.
Yeah. You know how many
you
dicks we
can't
can
tell
shoot
me-
off of that?
Yeah,
you can't tell me when you saw RoboCop, you was just like, oh my god,
yeah, dude.
that fucking gun. that shit was. the
You can-
bee's
Yeah.
knees.
You
The
and Cat
bee's
role play.
knees.
You got the fucking armor on.
Yeah, but
Awake or asleep, you're coming with me.
There it is. Come on. Come on.
Ooh, Predator's
Oh.
hot this year.
Yeah.
It's a hot year for
and
Predator.
speaking of,
Dude.
Predator's so in this year.
Yeah, so hot.
he has like
Even Child Predator. I mean, that's
So
like
dumb.
the new movie.
the bad boy,
But
but he has
it's
everything like
Badlands,
the claws, everything. Like the little wrist, the little.
Is that from one?
Yeah, this was from Play Arts. So they released like a bunch of these, but when they released this one, like I pretty much had to get it. But he has like his shoulder cannon. He, the face mask comes off everything. But I'm a huge Predator fan. Me and my stepdad, this was our shit. You could talk about Predator for hours and hours. That was definitely one of those movies where like it was memes before memes, because there were so many lines that were quotable, and if you were like a Predator fan, like you knew every single line.
If any kids are watching this, that's how we used to survive, like quoting like Happy Gilmore or Predator for 6 years.
Still live off of quotes.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Like fucking
It was
verbal stems.
what a time to be alive.
Right.
Put it on. Put it on.
Then I got my it's not open, but I got my
Oh, never mind.
Scouter, my Vegeta,
It's some
The-
solid shit.
the upgraded version, because I got the first version when it came out, but it didn't have any of the little lens decal stuff on there.
Now with like all the cool Google like AI technology,
say.
like they can actually make one of those and be awesome.
Y'all thing is a thing of the past.
And then
Jesus. The fuck
for
you
like
have
a
back
part
there?
of my childhood,
Oh, is that Ronin
Ronin
Warriors?
Warriors.
Ronin Warriors,
Oh, sweet God, yes.
Ryu of Wildfire.
How many times have we come in this episode?
I do want to get the whole set. They
I might just have to throw these underwear out, not even clean them.
but this was one of the ones that was a must.
I'm not familiar with that character.
It was
Moving
Ronin Warriors, or for some people, man, what was it, Samurai Squad? Or
I hate it here. Jesus Christ.
me neither. It's done.
Do we have anything else, or should we call it there?
No, I wanted to.
Lost the plot.
Are you all right?
I blacked out.
We at the Hype Attack would like to take a moment to apologize to Doug for not recognizing that he had passed out. We honestly thought he was committing to a bit.
You
laughed
okay?
so hard he passed out?
Yeah, it's happened before.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. As long as you're sure, we'll
I
continue.
thought he was like committing to
Oh,
the
this-
bit.
I have a weak or sensitive vagus nerve.
Oh.
So whenever I have a cough, I can't laugh that hard.
I've heard about that shit.
This is the second time it's happened.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're
It's
alive.
weird though, because like I felt like I dreamt for like 3 hours within that 2 seconds. And
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, so I'm waking up,
Nuts.
but I'm familiar with this, so I'm good.
Okay.
We don't need to go anywhere.
You're good. No.
I'm
I've
so
heard of the
sorry.
Vegas. That Vegas nerve getting triggered.
The first time it happened was playing Cards Against Humanity.
We just laughed or coughed.
Yeah, someone played a great card, but I had bronchitis at the time, and so yeah, the laughing and I couldn't do it. And just,
Anyway, clean.
Are we
Get back in.
mentioning it?
Hold on.
Where were
I
we?
want to do one more because Jermaine brought his
Yeah.
his figures up. Let me get back to the main camera. They the figures I like, but it has to be bigger than like the opposable action figures that you get like from a regular store. And there's a lot out there that are just like, here, have this. It's a collectible. I'm like, no, it's not. That's a G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Like I can't collect
Right,
that.
right.
Like I have, and again the video insert here over the collection of little pre-posed mini statues that aren't quite up to the level of the Predator, but still tickle my fancy. This one, the 3 that I have over here on my little desk, came from Japan. Like I bought a whole separate luggage case so I can fit these with the boxes out. My dumbass should have taken them out and like, tucked them into my pocket as I walked in, but no, I'll spend an extra $70. It's fine. But I brought, it was so weird. Like we walked into a store and Jermaine's like, oh, look at that. I'm like, what? I've been looking for a Cyclops forever. I didn't really find a decent one that was reasonably priced. And he showed me this one and I was like, oh my God, I must have it. And then I got, of course, Naruto, which kind of matches the shoes that I showed earlier. This is that particular form.
Gang signs.
That's cool.
Showing gang signs.
Yeah, blur them out.
So yeah, so many things in this episode are going to get tagged.
And then
flag.
the Bleach Ichigo from this current run of the 1,000-Year Blood War that's happening right now. On that poster behind Jermaine is that arc. But I just wanted to show. And kind of once again go back to the glass case, the crown jewel of my collection over there, Obi-Wan. And you want to see real gang signs?
That is a really cool statue.
That pose of Ben Kenobi, the Ben Kenobi Obi-Wan.
The Kotobukiya?
Yeah, that one. Jermaine actually fronted the cash for me to get that one at a convention we were at. I'm forever grateful for that one. That is absolute joy every time I look at it. Like I love it. Obi-Wan is my favorite Star Wars character, and then Luke Skywalker is like a real close second. But Obi-Wan, delicious.
Right on.
You get some helmets up
And
too.
we got some. We'll do an MTV Cribs version of the Hype House, and we'll show everything that we got hanging up and on the walls. And
real quick, you can show the board games because that's also one of my major collections.
Oh, dude,
there's a bunch up there. Don't hit the fan.
I got you.
it's always the fan.
There are board games there. There's board games in the closet that's behind Isaac. There are board games out on the shelf.
There's the shelf
in
of
the
terrible
living
liquors.
room. Yeah. Board games again. It's a great thing to collect because you can actually play them. Though a lot of them I haven't played.
Can I round off this whole discussion on collectibles?
Yeah.
Friends, collected friends, and lovers. And that's what's most important. Lovers, and that's what life is about: is collecting things, and kind of an expression of our personality. Terrible cameraman.
Seen better legs than a chicken.
Hell yeah! 5
Sorry,
inch inseams.
sorry. I got it wrong. I've seen better legs than a bucket of chicken.
Hey,
There you go. All right, back to the forehand.
anything else before we wrap it up, or do you want to go into our roundtable hype stuff?
I am slowly catching up on all the Star Wars stuff that came out in
We know
May.
this, by the way.
Yeah. And then eventually, when I begin making my little weekend hype things, I'm going to start off with all of the Star Wars shit that I
haven't touched any of those things.
that I'm in the process of consuming. I'm kind of upset, and I wanted to ask the group at large. I've kind of fallen off The Last of Us.
I finished it.
Season 2.
Thoughts?
I finished it.
Should I pick it back up?
Yeah. It's a great story. I don't. Yeah, knowing what's coming makes it not as good. But like, it's shocking to me that people that didn't play the game are still falling off. It's like it's still a gripping story, but I mean, it's only 7 episodes this season, which
has all 7 came out?
So the
Shit.
season finale just dropped this last Sunday.
Well,
and
damn.
It's good. It's a good show, but it's certainly, I don't think it's up there with anything like, I don't know. There's not a lot of action, I guess. And like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Well, I'm going to start watching that, but like season 1, I didn't have that problem knowing what was going to happen. Like, but for some reason, season 2, I'm not connecting with it like I did with season 1.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
A lot of people are saying it's, besides all the other things that are going on that people don't like that they put in there, a lot of people are looking at it's mainly Ellie's character, like how she's
A twat.
portrayed.
Love that word.
Like how her character is, like in the game, like you get, things that she does, like when she's on the hunt for Joel, like she's, on the hunt for Joel, like she has that grit, she has that anger. When you watch the show, like it's like she kind of is like a little kid, and like everybody else is kind of
Carrying the emotional weight of the thing.
It feels like everybody else is smarter than her.
Mm.
And it's just one of those things, like I like that angle, like I get why people are, like when you play the game, like if you're, a person who plays the game, and it's only for those people who play the game, because everybody else, they shouldn't have a judgment on how Ellie is, portrayed in the show. But it's for those people who kind of know, okay, this girl was kind of raised by Joel, and she has that instinct, to survive in a world like this. I mean, granted, yes, she is like a little girl, in this big world of, things that are happening, but just how she was portrayed in the game to the show, it just doesn't match up pretty well.
That's what I've been hearing about it, but I don't know if that's the reason why I'm not connecting with it, but I'm gonna give it another try. I was curious about that.
Yeah.
If anyone else had run into it.
I've been enjoying it, but I also haven't been racing to go watch it. Right, I wasn't excited. It'd be like, oh, I should watch that, and it's been good. But
I mean, like what was it? The second episode, whenever like the zombies had kind of like taken over the city or whatever, that whole battle, that was cool. Even special effects wise, and that was intense.
But, and then they killed Joel.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
That was that episode.
Oh, I didn't finish it. Did he die?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, if he's not, if Joe
so
Pascal's
sorry.
gone, I'm not
Yeah.
watching the fucking show. Jermaine, what have you been into?
I hate you.
Hey, Joe.
Your jacket hates you.
No, because I was going to comment on those people. Like it's,
What do you mean those people?
I just want to go back to The Last of Us for a second. So, like The Walking Dead, when Glenn died, like it's just one of those things. Like if you read the comics, and regardless of how you feel about the show or just Glenn dying, but it seems like the world can't handle main characters dying, because then they just start to fall off, like a rapid drop in viewerships. And it's just one of those things, like it kind of sucks because it's a good story, and just because somebody dies, everybody just falls off the bandwagon. Then the show possibly could get canceled. But it's just one of those things.
I just think it's at times the dynamic shifts, and whatever somebody was resonating with in the first place, once that character or those characters go bye, then it doesn't click as much. And I mean, as a completionist, I'll still watch the whole thing, but it'll feel more like homework than enjoyment at times, depending. I mean, I'm not really naming anything specific.
But it is true. With the first season of Last of Us was very much that father-daughter dynamic, and obviously with Pedro Pascal's character Joel losing his actual daughter at the beginning of the outbreak, and then finding Ellie, like that's obviously a type of story that a lot of people like and can relate to. And then the second season is just not that story anymore. It's a different story. Some people might find it a better story, and some people might find it worse, but it is certainly a different story. And then, so that could be a reason why people might drop off. Cause it's like, no, I liked the father-daughter dynamic. And then now you rip that away from me.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll cover? I don't think we'll cover the second season.
I mean,
It's nothing worth covering.
I'm about to say, like, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But if Doug's already out, then
You and I will finish it, and we'll kind of mention it in another
maybe
round table. Fuck my ideas.
We'll see.
The only reason why I say it's not worth covering is like the first season covered the first game.
Yeah.
And then this has covered maybe a third of the second game.
Oh, shit.
And the second, I mean, because they've already said like that they think they're going to need a fourth season to finish the story.
to just
But the fourth
Abby's
fourth
story,
season.
to just finish her story.
Well, no, the third season, the next season is going to be Abby's story.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think they're kind of implying that they might not finish the full story, and the fourth season is not even guaranteed. So we very well might get super fucked and just get
Well,
like not even
I'm
a
always up
complete
for that.
story. Yeah.
You need to like fire one off.
Maybe.
Doug. Dude, Doug, what you been going on? What's happening lately?
So I finished Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is an amazing turn-based RPG. I mentioned it the last time. So I started playing Star Wars Outlaws again. It's good. I'm enjoying it. I think they fixed a lot of things. It's an open world Star Wars game, which I think everyone has dreamt about playing. And so far, I'm liking it. I'm digging it. It's really cool to like go into some of these areas. And I know Mos Eisley's in the game, and I'm not there yet. I think I could jump there now, so that might be something I'll do this weekend just to be able to explore Mos Eisley. You have to pick, like, part of the game is like working with the different crime syndicates. And so at first I was like kind of trying to make everybody happy, but it was kind of hard. And so I finally decided, like, screw the Pikes. I'm just going to support the Crimson Dawn as much as I can. I might help the Hutts out a little bit, but I don't know. Jabba the Hutt was always an asshole, so.
always.
Yeah,
you
like,
played
so I'm not gonna help the Hutts. I'm probably not gonna help the Pikes. I'm just gonna Crimson Dawn the whole game.
I'm like really crawling through the Star Wars category when it comes to video games lately. Like I finished the Fallen Order, Survivor,
The second one?
the first one,
Oh, the first one, Survivor.
Survivor.
Or no, Fallen. I don't know.
Well, the first one with Cal Kestis.
Yes,
I finished that one, and eventually I'll play the second one. And Outcast, or not Outcast, but which one are you playing?
Outlaws?
Outlaws. There you go. That one, I don't know if I'll ever get to that one, but I'll try. I'm really gearing up for Metal Gear Delta coming out in August. Like, I'm saving all my mental energy for that.
There's a big push online. Speaking of Star Wars games, there's a big push online right now for Battlefront 2.
Oh, yeah.
And Battlefront 3 to finally be made, and those are great. Those are really fun games in the Star Wars world.
May I?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, no, real quick. I also have been trying to get into anime a little bit. I watched the first season of Dan to Dan. I think I mentioned that. It's funny. It's great. And then I've been watching Lazarus, I think, which is really cool. And I'm trying to pick more anime to just jump into and stuff like that. So if you got any recommendations, that's not a lot. And I don't know, maybe something new so I can be like part of the new thing and not watch 6 months of One Piece or something, which I'd love to do.
I haven't heard anyone else mention it. Jermaine brought up Voltron earlier. Did you hear that the movie's not getting a theatrical release?
Yeah.
What?
It's going straight to streaming now.
Yeah, so following on the heels of news of Henry Cavill like starting production for Highlander,
I wish I stayed blacked out.
just go and cough and laugh again. Yeah, the sad news was after they just wrapped filming of Voltron, and they're not getting. What was Roadhouse? I think was also supposed to have gotten a theatrical release, but then they're like, oh, just kidding. It's like, fuck, dude, that would have been so cool to see Voltron on the big screen.
Yeah, it would have
Yes!
been
I hope.
cool. No, it would have been
so-
cool, but
IMAX.
nobody's going to the movies though. Nobody's really good. Honestly, yes, the movie Sinners was a good movie, and it made enough money.
This guy, huh?
But it's like who's
Shut up,
really
budget
going to the
movie.
theater? Like,
Look, you fuckers. Get to the movies.
I mean, didn't Lilo and
Tornado,
Stitch
I think,
just,
comes out tomorrow.
didn't it just eclipse the original,
Don't jump on my thing.
like, money-wise? What do you mean
Oh, I
don't
don't
jump
know
on your
about the
fucking
money thing.
You haven't got around to me. You kept just stepping on my last
Okay,
thing. My
sorry,
things are
hold on.
movies.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
stepping
on somebody's
toes.
You have your own podcast. Go stay
Jump
over
on my
there.
thingy. I don't have anything else other than
Anyway,
movies.
go ahead. Sorry.
So movies, Lilo and Stitch did well. It definitely did better than Snow White did, like fucking millions.
Even
But
with the release?
yeah, easily. The obviously the critics were liking it around like 60-something%. The audience was enjoying it vastly more, like at 80-something%. I mean, it was a tearjerker. People who were big fans of the original had some things to say about the things that they altered or changed or left out, which I'm not such a devoted fan to the original 2002 cartoon, but I can see why they made some of those changes. You know, it's like how we talk about like live action, like what are you going to be doing? Does it going to translate well? And I think that it did. I actually was really surprised that it wasn't like quick flash, quick paced editing kind of thing to just kind of keep the kids' attention. Like there was some an emotional story that they told and expanded on specifically with Lilo's sister Nani, which I was really impressed by. And then when you did have the Stitch Ohana aspect of it, like fuck, dude, I'm like choking up at some of those parts. Like it tugged some emotional heartstrings that Snow White fucking didn't do.
Got that rub and tug.
So I mean, it didn't like Snow White was a total bastardization, as we said in the previous episode. But I can see that they did try their best. You know, you're still going to upset a lot of people, but if Disney does continue with any further live action adaptations, I mean, Alva, we're kind of talking about it. Like, what do they have left to do? Or like Pocahontas, you know, it's like now we have
Hercules.
Oh, yeah, they were casting for that, but I don't know if they're halting production. That's actually a great question. I got to look that up. But if they do either Hercules or like a Pocahontas or something, it's like now they have all of these movies, these live action adaptations where you can learn from. The bad of the bad, the Snow Whites, the kind of mediocres, and the things that were relatively good, including but not limited to Lilo and Stitch. So. Lessons have been learned. And there's that opportunity to make a decent live action movie above decent, that where maybe critics are going to go, wow, or maybe we go, I could see why they could do a live action, but for now, it's more misses than hits. But lastly, we got around to seeing Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And it is a movie that is more angled towards the fans of the franchise. Were there some of the movies in the series that are relatively standalone, and we've kind of all talked about that, like the stories. Who cares about the stories? True, but there is some sort of thread of connectivity throughout them. But this one, obviously, you need to have seen the one right before it, Dead Reckoning. So there's some information there. But this one in particular, as far as all the other ones, has a complete through line from all of the series, except for 2, because no one likes part 2. I still love John Woo. Still love John Woo, though.
Dang, they bashing on.
Yo, dude. There's zero fucking mention of anything that has happened in part 2. But this movie references things from like all the way back to like part 1 and part 3, which we did our homework. We ran through the series and rewatched those things. A fun watch. And when you watch them in sequence, like there's things that you pick up on that maybe you didn't pick up on if you just, wait another couple of years, watch one another couple of years. So again, it's a movie more directed to the fans where they're not necessarily nostalgia baiting, but all the while you still feel that sort of, not necessarily message, but how it's directed to the fans of the franchise in that possible final send off. So a lot of fun. It kind of clocked in near 3 hours, but it didn't feel like a lengthy movie.
That's wild when I heard that. Like 3 hours. Holy, for a Mission Impossible? Holy shit.
Running for 1.2.
I have an episode on it. I have my brother on. I had my brother on. He's the fan, the big fan of the Mission Impossible series, and he agreed where, like, yeah, give me more. Like, it's if you are a fan of the franchise, who gives a shit if it's 3 hours, because it hits on some of those emotional beats, and then in the second and third act, it gets into that crazy stunt stuff, which is just so much fucking fun, dude. It's an absolute blast. But if you aren't a huge fan of the franchise and you've kind of seen stuff here and there, it's probably not. This one in particular is probably not going to be for you. You had a question?
No, I was just gonna say the first Mission Impossible, when that movie first came out, like I love the way that movie delivered like the Mission Impossible like franchise. And then I know it kind of got glorified, not as much as like the Fast and the Furious series, but it was just one that first movie was like perfect.
Dude, Brian De Palma treated the
Perfect.
thing well, and again, we, my brother and I, we had a full discussion, not just of the Final Reckoning, but of the entire franchise and what worked, what didn't work, and everything in between. That's at White Just Teapot. But no, those are the movies that we saw this upcoming week. I'm excited to see Bring Her Back. I hear a lot of great things about it, so I think by the time people see this, I'll have a review out. I want to try to see Phoenician Scheme. It's another Wes Anderson film, but it doesn't look like it's like early releasing, everywhere. So I might miss that one until it possibly wide releases in June.
I think Tornado comes out tomorrow also.
I kept seeing, what is that? I haven't seen.
Badass Japanese girl doing samurai shit in like an old Western thing. It looks awesome.
Instead, I'm going to probably watch, we have tickets for Karate Kid Legend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was coming out.
I think I'll enjoy that. I don't know. That one I don't have high hopes for, but that's my little movie corner.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right. Again, if you've gone this far and you haven't done so already, please follow us on social media at The Hype Attack on Instagram and TikTok. And again, if you've only listened to us the entire thing, weird, because this is a show and tell episode. Go back, youtube.com/The Hype Attack Podcast, and view all of our nerdy collection, because we're worth watching. Until in the meantime,
Allegedly.
Keep the conversation going.
yes, I'm sorry.
Keep the conversation going. If you have any fun things that you collect, stamps, coins, the classics,
Emotional
let us
traumas.
know. You can send us pictures of it. We'll post it. We'll be like, look at this nerd.
No judgment, though. In the meantime, same hype time.
Same hype channel.
Not fair. You have a button.